Hey guys, it's Joe, aka the Trash Bandit, and today we hit up Goodwill to source items to sell in our eBay store. And we're also going to show you what we sold in our eBay store. We had one of our biggest gross sales days to date so far. We'll go over that with you and show you what that looks like. So that's all coming up here next. Alright, let's go ahead and start going over our items. We picked up a pair of Converse. These are like a bluish color. We paid $2.99 for those. These look like they're maybe like a youth size or a kid size. And it says a US size 2 youth. Then we got another pair of Converse. These are the Chuck Taylors. Paid $2.99 for those as well. And these are size 3 youth. Picked up this Hamilton Beach carving knife, electric carving knife for $2.99. I mainly picked it up for the cord because I have one that's in a box without the cord, so I'm just going to probably part this out and complete the one that I have that's in a box. And then actually I did pick up another one in a box, Hamilton Beach, so now I have another one. This one I paid $4.99 for. Probably a little much, but I think I can still do okay with that. Then I picked up 2 of these Scrabble catchphrase electronic games. And these were $2.99 each. Actually, one of these had a $2.99 price and one had a $4.99, but the guy gave them both to me for the lower price. So he tore the sticker off of this one. And so I paid $2.99 each for those. Then everything else that I picked up was pots and pans. I ended up with 7 pots and pans. One of them was a Farberware, and it's an 8-quart stainless steel aluminum clad, and I paid $3.99 for that with a lid. Then all the rest of the pots and pans are all Kitchen Essentials by Calphalon, and they have the really nice big, I don't know what you'd call this on the bottom, I forget. There's got the big heavy bottom on there, and all stainless steel. Paid $2.99 for this 3-quart. This is a Calphalon 8703 3-quart. And then here's another pot. This is $3.99 for this. Oops, don't want to lose the lid. And this one's an 806 Calphalon 806 6-quart. And another Calphalon pan, $2.99 for that one. This one's a 1390 10-inch. Here's another pot. This one did not have a price, so he charged me $2.99. It's an 8701 Calphalon 1-quart. Paid $1.99 for this 8-inch pan. It's a Calphalon 1388. And then the final one is this one we paid $2.99 for. This is a Calphalon 1392 12-inch. So these were really nice set of pots and pans that we got. Really happy with that. So should be able to make some money with those. I need to just wash them up and clean them up on the bottoms a little bit. So definitely a good day thrifting. This was my first day back to work, so I hit up the Goodwill in Mechanicsburg. So that's where I got all this stuff. I have been hitting the one up in York, and I haven't been finding too many pots and pans in the one in York, but did pretty well today in Mechanicsburg. So let's go ahead and go over everything that we sold on our largest sales day to date so far. Alright, so the largest day to date was $503.87 in gross sales. And one of the reasons why I was able to do that was back here in the back of my garage. I set up a station for testing electronics. So I ordered this on eBay. This is HDMI right here to your 3 left and right audio and your video cables. So I call those RCA jacks. I don't know what everybody actually calls them, but this allows me to plug in something that has RCA jacks into this monitor, which is HDMI, only HDMI. So I have this set up, and what I tested was the computer. I tested the Atari computer that I got. Now I still have a lot of other stuff to test, and I have some stuff in here that I threw in this little container. This is the cable that I ordered. So this is an Atari cable for Atari computers. It's got kind of a round plug on it with the RCA. So I'm keeping that. I did not sell that with it. And then I have some like you know, VHS. I'm sorry, no, I don't. Yeah, so I have a VHS in there. Actually, I don't. I need to get one. I have a CD and some music CDs and cassette tapes for testing. So this is kind of my testing center now. It's much nicer that I have it sitting here and ready to go whenever I want. So I can throw a VCR up there or whatever I need to throw up there and test. What I need to get though is a set of speakers yet. So I'm going to put a set of speakers there so I can test audio equipment as well. So this is going to stay set up, makes it easy. That way when I come home from Goodwill with an electronics, I can test it right away and I don't get a backlog. So what I did do is I reorganized everything and I made this shelf right here my electronics shelf. So everything that you see on this shelf right here, I'll give you a quick pan. Is all stuff I picked up. Some trash picking, some of it was at Goodwill, but it all needs to be tested and listed. It's all electronics. So there's some good money sitting there. But yeah, so definitely have to do all the testing and all this stuff. I actually had some overspill down to here. So there's 3 more pieces over here, Kenwoods. So all that stuff needs tested. Then what I also did was just kind of set up this section as stuff that needs to be listed. Last night I was working out of this bin and got everything listed except for one item before I had to run inside. Someone in my house needed something, so I just called it a night. I really wanted to finish this bin, but had one item left. So maybe I'll tackle this bin tonight. But then I also have this stuff over here that needs listed, and also this stuff here that needs listed as well. So I got a lot of stuff to list, and one more section of stuff to list. And this section over here has 2 big sections of pots and pans. And here's some here. So all this needs washed. So all my pots and pans are right there, with the exception of all the new stuff that I just got today. There's some new stuff there. But that's all going to be added to this section over here, and that'll get need to be washed up. And then of course this is all my inventory that I have listed already. And you can see here I've added a new bin, California Games, just added that. And then all this stuff is listed as well. So this is all items that are listed as well. Come here. What are you barking for? No? Come here, Snickers. Come here. Alright, sorry about that interruption. My dog Snickers was a little on edge. He thought I was talking to somebody, but I was actually talking to you guys. So I guess I was talking to somebody. Let's go ahead and look at the items that we sold for that $500+ day. So the first item was a joystick. I actually got several joysticks out of the Atari lot, and I listed them all individually. The one joystick though was worth way more than the other ones. So the TAC2 Suncom joystick, I'll put it up here on the screen, and that was good for an Atari or a Commodore, and I sold that for $37.50 plus shipping. So the buyer was all in at $47.40, and that I'm just gonna tell you what. Let me get my numbers on the Atari system, what I paid for that. Alright, so I have $149 and some change into the Atari system, so we'll call it $150. I bought that at a local auction, and so 3 of the things that I sold today in this $500 lot were from that Atari lot. So the joystick, which I got $37.50 plus shipping, was part of that $150 Atari lot. Alright, so then the next item that I sold was a GE General Electric carving knife set. And that sold for $19.99 plus shipping. The buyer was all in at $30.32. Alright, then the Atari was the next item. So the Atari 130XE. I tested it. It's in good condition. It works. It came with 4 games and the power supply. I did not include the video cable. They have to supply their own video cable. I put that in the description. So I had that listed for $199, and someone made me an offer of $175 like the next day, and I just accepted it. So the same person made me an offer on the disk drive for $125, and I had that listed for $199. So I also had somebody else make me an offer for the disk drive at $150. So I messaged the buyer that bought the computer, and I said, hey, I said, someone else offered me $150, you offered me $125. I said, do you want to up your bid to $150? I made a counter offer at $150, and they accepted. So that way, both items went to the same buyer, and that combined shipping gave them a little bit of a break on the shipping. I refunded some money on the shipping. So the first item was the Atari 130XE for $175, and then the second item was the Atari XF551 diskette drive. So that disk drive sold for $150 plus shipping. So the buyer was all in for the first item at $205.83, and the second item $178.72. So both of those items, that's, what is that, $325 from a $150 initial purchase. Plus, if you add the joystick, it was a $325 plus the joystick at $365. So $365 from my purchase that I paid $150 for. So I'm pretty happy with that. I still have more items to sell. I have like 3 more joysticks to sell out of that Atari lot. So pretty happy with that turnout. Alright, then the next item that sold was a KitchenAid Chef's Chopper model KFC 3100 chopping blade. So that's just a replacement blade. I'll put that on the screen as well. And then the final item, let's talk about how much that sold for. That blade sold for $14.99 plus shipping. Buyer was all in at $19.82. And that blade, that whole KFC 3100, I think I paid $2.99 for it, and that was at Goodwill. So, and I already sold, I think, the lid. I sold a couple more pieces from it already, so it's definitely way in the profit. And then the last item on this shipping day was a vintage 1970s lacquerware nesting tray set of 3 made in Japan. And that was $11.95, what the buyer paid for that. And they were all in at $21.78 with the shipping. So that, all those items, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 items, and they all totaled up to the $503 or whatever it was, gross sales for that shipping day. It was just like yesterday or the day before, I believe. So that was I wanted to do this video on that specific day just to show you guys how quickly you can have a great day of sales, especially when you have some higher end items. So this is something that I'm actually working on now, is working on trying to get some better higher end inventory, even if I have to pay just a slightly bit more. If I find it at Goodwill, great, but if I can't, I might actually buy some at auctions. And if I know it's something that's going to sell, guaranteed it's going to sell, good sold comps on eBay, and I can get it for, you know, half the price, I'll flip it for double my money, I'm definitely in the market to do that. I'd rather make more than double, but if I can, I can. If I can, I can. I'm not going to let money on the table on some large ticket items. Since I have the money to invest in it, it's definitely something that I'm interested in doing. Yeah, so that sort of wraps up today's video. I wanted to go over with you guys everything that we found today at Goodwill, and then I also wanted to go over with you everything that we sold on that great sales day of $500 plus gross sales. So appreciate you watching and hope this information was useful to you. And if it was, make sure that you hit the like button on this video. And if you're not already subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate it if you gave us a subscribe and maybe hit the bell for notifications if you'd like to. And if you have any questions for me, certainly put those down in the comment section. Definitely like to hear what your thoughts are or questions are, and I can always respond to them in the comments, as well as maybe make a future video if you have a good question. So appreciate it. Thanks for watching.